Hey guys, Czar here. Hope all is well. New York is opening in a few seconds. I believe it's 10 seconds. Yeah, 12 seconds. Here we go. Now it's 8 seconds. And I'm just watching this. Normally I wouldn't trade right off the open, but there might be an opportunity here. This is the NASDAQ 30-minute chart. I'm going to bring you over to the S&P here. System is very slow to respond right now. I have a ton of stuff open. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's TradingView. I'm not sure. Is the S&P also sitting at support? We'll look at the Dow here. Very slow, guys. Look, see that? Everything's loading up super sluggishly here. All right, very range bound on the Dow, so we're kind of in the middle of this London and Asian range. This is Asia. This is London. Of course, London overlaps with the U.S. here for a couple of hours, for almost exactly 2 hours. New York is open. I'm going to bring you over to the NASDAQ again. And rejecting there. See that rejection there? All right, so I'm going to keep watching this, guys. I'm going to put you on pause, though. And I think probably going to restart TradingView here and see if that clears things up. I'll be back in a bit here. Pause. All right, guys, we're back. I had to do a little restart here. I'm watching the NASDAQ here with you. A 30-minute chart on the left-hand side and a 3-minute chart on the right-hand side. So the 3-minute is 1/10, of course, the candle size or candle length of the 30-minute. So there are 10 of these 3-minute candles, and every one 30-minute candle. Obviously, very basic math. It's not always the ratio I use, but I am today. I like the way the 3-minute's looking today, nice and clean, considering the time of day. Sometimes it's just about using what your brain is liking, what your brain feels most comfortable with today. Contrary to popular orthodoxy, it's not necessary to be extremely rigid on what time frames you look at. It can help, certainly when you're a new trader, to always use the same time frames, but once you learn about candle biology and candle anatomy, you can mix it up a little bit because it's all the same stuff. That's the NASDAQ. Let's take a look at the S&P. Still range bound here. The Dow being stronger than the other two, trying to make a rally attempt into a fresh zone above the opening Asian and London range, which is the opposite of what we see here with the NASDAQ, right? There's the Asian and London range breaking down. So that's an interesting dynamic right there. Guys, getting ready to go short here right now. Sell stop limit right below. You see that there? Give me one moment, just making sure my own platform is set up properly here. Bear with me. And we're good. Okay, and not yet. So that's not exactly where I have it, but it's close enough. We need a little drop here. Getting ready now. And I'm in, guys. In. Short the NASDAQ. Stop actually above this body here. I'm going to make it an even 30 points here. I think that's fair, and I'll explain why in a moment. Opening range chaos. You need to give it a little bit of room to work here. Actually, I'm going to take this further, guys. I'm just watching it now behave. Go for a 2-to-1 on this. First trade of the day, of course. Market just opened. I was awake for the entire London session. Took no trades whatsoever. No setups for me. As you can see, it was just a very rangy, messy early morning or evening for many North Americans. So now just being patient. This is already an extended move, as you can see, but I'm still willing to take this because of the relative weakness of the NASDAQ versus the other three sisters. The sisters, as you may be familiar, are the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Dow. I've actually been trading the Dow more than anything lately, the last few weeks. It's been giving me the cleanest moves for my style of trading. It doesn't mean that would be the case for you. The red line you see here, horizontal line, is the New York Open. You see we open right there in New York. And that background color you can see is different than the other colors. So you'll see a divergence here. You'll see that the NASDAQ is trading below the New York Open and below VWAP. S&P is trading below VWAP, but above the New York Open, and that's a divergence right there, right? At this equilibrium. The S&P, the Dow, is trading. Did I say that right? NASDAQ, S&P in the middle, guys, and then Dow trading above the New York Open and VWAP, the volume weighted average price. So very much a divergent market so far here this morning. NASDAQ being the weakest, and the reason that's the one I'm shorting. Let's take a look and see how this is going. Right now it's just kind of paddling in the open water here. Risking 1 to make 2 on this trade. I rarely trade out of the open like this, guys. I usually wait at least 10 minutes and often even 30 minutes or beyond before taking a trade. But I like the way this one's setting up, and so as you've seen me talk about or heard me talk about in my videos, I will make exceptions to my general rules around the opening range. And there's the letter of the law versus the spirit of the law. The letter says wait 10 minutes before taking a trade, minimum. The spirit says, but today's a little different, and it's offering a good opportunity or a reasonable opportunity here. We'll see if it turns out to be a good opportunity or not. But whether it's a winner or a loss, it's still the right thing to do based on my criteria for entries. I'll put you on pause now, guys, and we'll watch this pan out. I'm back, guys. A couple minutes have passed here, and you'll see that we're driving down here a bit now. We'll have some news out in about 11 minutes or so. Take you back to the sisters. You'll see the NASDAQ, the weakest, below New York and volume weighted average price. S&P stuck in the middle between New York Open and VWAP. And the Dow the strongest above New York and above VWAP quite nicely, as a matter of fact. So this is a pretty significant divergence. We see it sometimes, not that often. Looking like it wants to push down again. I'm going to put you on pause here, guys, to avoid the grind. And that will bring you back. Let's bring you back here for a moment. I want to show you something here. Now on a higher time frame, like the 30-minute chart, this would actually be a sell setup for me below this wick. You see this break and close into a fresh zone, bearish impulse move. A nice upper wick, especially on news like that. And if it flips back down again, I would absolutely take a sell right there. And this trade, will go all the way down to here or even down to the next level. So if this flips down, that would actually be a normal entry for me if I was trading it on the 30-minute time frame. And that would be classified as a zone break trade out of my top 4 trades. Zone breaks, zone reversals, trend continuation trades, and VWAP reversion trades. Those are my 4 trades. There's a video on my YouTube channel, or the one you're watching right now, of course. You could search it up, my top 4 trade setups, or my top 4 setups, I believe it's called. Just type in top 4 in the search bar and you'll find it. Explains those 4 trades. So there it is, guys. This is where I would actually be entering another trade right there as described. And so under different circumstances, I would even add to this current trade based on that fresh entry signal. I'm not doing it today. I'm fully exposed here, and so I'm comfortable with this. Especially in view of the fact that the other 2 indices have not confirmed any of this move. I'm not about to double up or triple up or whatever the case may be. If there was a concerted effort amongst all sisters, that would be a different story altogether, because that would be a strong move. Although we are seeing now some more selling pressure on the other indices, just a bit. Going to align based on the New York Open. You'll see the Dow is still way up there. Okay. Try to get this into the picture here to show you. And this is the kind of thing I look for. Synchronicity, divergence, disequilibrium. And then make decisions on that basis. But you can see here very clearly the sequence here. The weakest being the NASDAQ below both the New York Open and the VWAP. Then the next one is here, kind of in the middle, just below. And then the NASDAQ, the Dow, pardon me, I keep saying the wrong ones here. The strongest of the 3. Here we go. Looking for this to now flip down on the 3-minute and see if we can get this thing to take us to the target, promised land. Back on pause, guys, being very patient here. Actually, I'm going to leave you here. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a move. See if we can get some more momentum through this. Having to be very patient here today, guys. I appreciate yours too. If you're still with me, it's kudos to you. You must be using this as a mindfulness practice or something. But even though this is the opening hour, we're at 10:12 right now, 12 minutes after 10. And the market, of course, opens at 9:30. Even though it's the opening 1 hour opening range, call it. This thing is still just kind of grinding around. But up about 1.5 R here. I'm getting tempted to almost take 1.5 and be done with it, given the sluggishness now and what's been happening here with the sisters. I'll show you again. We are getting some weakness now, of course, in the S&P to help out a little bit. But at the end of the day, this is very definitely a divergent opening, and one that we don't see last this long very often. Normally we get some equilibrium that comes in and some balancing off here. But I'm going to stay with this one for a little bit here, see if we can finish it off. It wants to drive down, as you can see. And I'm going to be really patient here with it. Put you on pause for a bit. We're back here, guys. Here's what I'm going to do. Because of the sloppiness that I'm seeing here, I'm going to move this to a 1.5 R target instead. I just want to nail this thing and be done with it. Given what I'm seeing, as I mentioned to you on the on the Three Sisters there, that disequilibrium is not equalizing as I would like to see. And typically does happen, by the way, not always, but typically. And so I'd be happy to get out of this with 1.5 R, which is 45 points. Need one more push down to get that. Patience, guys. Patience. One more push. And it is taking a lot of patience here today, guys. Not gonna lie. You flip over to Three Sisters. Okay, I'm watching this now. If we can just get a little more weakness in the S&P, then this thing will hit. But it's being bought up as we speak, unfortunately. Yeah, big time. Wants to flip. Wants to flip just a little bit here. Lots of patience required today, guys. Thank you for staying with me on this. Come on, Nazi, you can do it. Just that flip, break that wick, and we'll take this thing. One more push. Super patient, guys. I know I keep repeating that. I'm talking to myself, and I think that's important to understand that the mental game, as you've heard me talk about a lot, is almost everything. It's 99% of this game once you have the basic understanding of price action. And the way you talk to yourself will make all the difference. So when I'm doing that, it's not, and almost there. Almost there. I want to blast right through that if I can. Cannot be serious. The way you talk to yourself is so absolutely critical in managing your emotional state and your mental state. And it comes to impulse control, and that's what this entire game is. As you can see on the screen there, trading is a game of impulse control. That is the real game of trading. The real game is dealing with the fact that we came within 1.5, half of 1 point away from, not even half of 1 point of hitting targets then here and then and not. Now, I will tell you that my broker filled that, so I'm actually in because my orders are a little bit different than you see here, of course, because each is a little different. This is just a trade marker that I use to show you, what I'm doing here. But I'm going to wait with you on this. I want to see it go through just to confirm for you and with you. Need that push. We're a 30-minute video now at this point. One more push. Exercise in patience here, guys. Beyond watching. I take it back to the Three Sisters. Being bought up now, all three of them. right, guys, I'm going to put you on pause. But I'm going to wait for this. Pause. We're back, guys, here. Looking to see if this thing can slide down. We had a bit of a retracement here for a few minutes. These are 3-minute candles, of course. And new candle on the 3-minute being bought up again. Let's see if this is an upper wick and then maybe it drives down. Let's see. I'm going to watch the other 3 sisters and looking like they might want to make a move here. Not cooperating. All right, back on pause. Coming down. Coming down. I'd like to see this thing close out, but we don't always get what we want. One push, Naz. You can do this. Do it for the team. Been sitting in this thing since the Open of New York. Almost pretty much the Open. And we're done finally, guys. So there it is, guys. 45 points, 1.5 hour. Thanks for your patience. Have an amazing day. I'll probably see you a bit later with some more trades. Take care now. Thanks again.